Today we'll be talking about the cost of rent in different parts of Abuja. I've been receiving a whole lot of questions. People have been coming to my DM on WhatsApp asking me what is the cost of rent in this part of Abuja? What does it cost to get a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and different apartment sizes for rent in different parts of Abuja? I've decided to answer that question for you. If that is a concern to you, stick through to the end of this video. I'll be mentioning different parts of Abuja and what it costs to rent different apartment sizes in these different areas in Abuja. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video so that more people can see this and have that question answered for them. Now let's jump in. And before I go in, I'll tell you what an overall rental, the overall cost of rent, average overall cost of rent in Abuja, between 8 million naira to 22 million naira annually rent in Abuja. Now this is the average after doing a research and collecting the average across Abuja. We found out that it's about 8 million to 22 million naira average across Abuja. So I'll be telling you different popular places in Abuja and what it costs to rent different apartment sizes. And I'll be starting with Lugbe. Now for Lugbe, you can get annual rent ranging from 2 million naira to 5 million naira. This is rent only, not inclusive of agency and all other extra costs. Rent only between 2 million naira to 5 million naira, areas like Lugbe and Lokogoma. Alright, and this of course includes, this average includes starting from 1-bedroom to 3-bedroom apartment flats from 2 million to 5 million naira. And in places like Wuse and Life Camp, this area is also suitable for middle income families. This area offers good access to amenities, and the annual rent starts from 4 million to 9 million. Of course, for a 2-bedroom, upward to 3-4. Annual rent 4 million to 9 million for Wuse and lifetime access. And then for places like Jabi and Gwarinpa, these are better, well planned, and security focused areas commanding high rents. And rents here range between 6 million naira to 50 million naira per annum for a year's rent in areas like Jabi and Gwarinpa. Of course, we're talking about from 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartments down to 3 and above. And then in places like Katampe, Asokoro, these places are more high-end, and annual rents here range from 15 million naira to 50 million naira, depending on the size of the apartment, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedrooms, and the likes of that. So you can pay for as high rent for a year for as high as 15 million naira to 50 million naira for rent. Katampe and Asokoro. So I want to break it down a little bit more and talk about some other districts. So when you're looking for, let's say you have a budget of 3 million naira and you want to get a 2-bedroom apartment, where should you go to straight up to look for and likely find, so you don't spend a lot with agents going here and there and showing places that are obviously not in that budget frame? Because with 3 million naira places, you should, to take God's grace and favor, I won't even lie to you, to find 3 million naira 2-bedroom apartment in certain places like Jabi and Katampe. You can really or easily find a 2-bedroom apartment in these areas. But if you have 3 million naira and if you have less than 2 million naira and you want to get a 2-bedroom apartment, you're likely going to find it in places like this. Now for 3 million naira per annum, you can look at places like Lugbe. For a 2-bedroom, you can find a 2-bedroom apartment in Lugbe for 2 million naira rent per annum, right? And in some deeper parts of Lugbe, you can also find for as low as 2 million naira, 1.8 per annum for rent in places. There's also a listing that has 2.5 million naira per annum for a 2-bedroom flat in Riverbank Estate, alright, for 2.5 million naira. in Lugbe. They also have apartments there that also sit as high as 6, 7, 8 million naira. But if you have 10 million, 2 million, 2-bedroom apartment, go towards Lugbe. You can find there. Now, if you have a budget of 3, 4 million naira for the same 2-bedroom apartment, you can go to Lokogoma. Lokogoma, you can find apartments for 3.5 million, 3 million naira. And currently, as of the time of making this video, there are 26 properties listed in Lokogoma that start from 3 million naira rent and upwards, 3 million to 4 million naira at Lokogoma. Okay, and if you have a budget of 6 million, 7 million naira, and you want a 2-bedroom apartment, then you have to be 2-bedroom apartment. Yes, you have been looking at places like Wuse. It's a little bit more high end. So 2-bedroom apartment starts from 4, 5 million naira upwards, right, for a 2-bedroom apartment. Then in places like Life Camp, you can see 2-bedroom apartments for 4 million naira per annum. If you're lucky enough, you can find for 2.8 million, but the average is 3 million, 3.5 for a 2-bedroom apartment. Okay, it's the same in Jabi. Jabi is about 4, 5 million naira per year for a 2-bedroom apartment, and so on. In places like Asokoro, you can see 5, 8 million naira for a 2-bedroom apartment. Right, so let's just move on to the 4-bedroom apartment. If you're looking for a 3 and 4-bedroom apartment in Abuja, the least you can find in most places is 8, 7 million naira for a 4-bedroom. You can find 3-bedroom for like 7 million, but if it's a 4-bed, expect to pay 9 to 8 million naira per annum for rent, and then 3-bedroom, expect to pay 7, 8 million naira across Abuja. In most places, the least you can get for a 3-bed, 4-bed in Abuja is like, the least you can get is 5 million naira, except you go down to places that are on the border of Abuja, places like Karishi, and places like, what's the name of that place again? I'll put the name while editing this video on the video. So places like Karishi, you can find for 5 million naira, 4.5 for 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 4.5, 5 million towards those axes. And then if you want little less, like 4 million, 3.5 for 3-bedroom, then you now have to move into Nasarawa, Masaka, Maraba, those areas. You can find really affordable 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom apartments right there. So generally in Abuja, Lugbe 5-bedroom duplex, if you're looking to get a duplex, so hope to expect to pay like 9, 10 million naira, places like Lugbe for rent annually for a 4-bedroom detached duplex. And then places like Wuse expect to pay 22 million naira for annual rent for a 4-bedroom duplex in Wuse. For annual rent, expect to pay like 22 million naira, 18 million naira. Then in Jabi, expect to pay for 4-bedroom properties rent in Jabi for 4-bedroom, whether it's a flat or a terrace. If it's a terrace, if it's a flat, expect to pay like between 8 to 12 million naira per annum, right, for 4-bedroom for 4-bedroom properties in places like Wuse and Jabi. Expect to pay between 10 million naira to 50 million naira per annum as rent, and in Jabi you can see even as high as 18 million naira to 22 million naira per annum for rent. This could be 4-bedroom terrace duplexes, all of that. You can see there's a listing here that says you can see for 11.5 million naira and another for 17.5 million naira. In places like Gwarinpa, a 4-bedroom and 1 BQ detached duplex in Gwarinpa, there's a listing here that sits for like 11.5 million naira as well. Then in Katampe main, a 4-bedroom terrace duplex with BQ is listed for 9.5 million naira per year for rent. In places like Asokoro district, expect to pay 25 million naira per annum. The least I can see here for a 4-bedroom apartment in Asokoro is 18 million naira okay, but it's 18 million naira and above. So yes, there you have it. If you're looking to know what rent is around different parts of Abuja, this is what to expect. And of course, the rent decreases in price across the phases. So from the phase 1, it's more expensive, like about Asokoro, Maitama. This is where you all the 18 million, 22 million, 25 million, 35 and 50 million rent per annum is in this area. Then moving down to phase 2, the likes of Jabi. These are now places where we saw 11.5, 12.5, 8 million for 3 bedrooms, 6-7 million for 2 bedrooms. It's in the phase 2. Then moving down to the phase 3, decreases to the phase 3. You see places like Kaura, you're not seeing other places like Lugbe. They all come under then phase 1, 5. So as you go down the phases, the price of rent decreases. So depending on your budget, if you have a budget of 4-5 million, please just look at phase 3, 4, 5. You can find something around that area, okay, so that you don't blindly be expecting to get a 4 million naira rent apartment in phase 1. It's going to be really difficult. I hope you found this video helpful. For those of you that have been looking for a video like this, I hope this answers. If you have specifics, there's a particular location you want to know what the rental income is like, you can ask me in the comment section or send me a DM on WhatsApp with the phone number on this video and also on the comment section and in the description as well. Like some of you have, I will definitely respond to you and answer your questions as well. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video so that more people can see this video and have their questions regarding rent in Abuja answered. Don't forget, on this series I will be handling questions that most people have about investing in Abuja 1 and rent in Abuja 2, and everything that has to do with investing in Abuja basically for any purpose or relocating to Abuja to live. I would answer all of those questions. So follow me on the series. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe and put on the notification so that each time a video drops you can just see the title at least and know if it's related to any need of yours, so you can go ahead and watch. If it's not, you're free to skip. All right, so till I come your way the next video, like I always say, keep being smart with your investments and being smarter with your life.